The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is without a doubt a landmark title for the Nintendo 64, the Legend of Zelda series, Nintendo, and most of all for the entire gaming industry. In celebration of the franchise's 25th anniversary in 2011, Nintendo and developer Grezzo have released a 3D remake for the Nintendo 3DS. Even though it's the same game with graphics, controls, and processing all updated to accommodate the 3DS's capabilities, and even after over a decade since its release on the N64, this is one gaming experience that never gets and will never get old. Our hero Link starts out as a young boy in the Kokiri Forest, then sets out to fulfill his destiny as the hero of time. He comes to the aid of Princess Zelda, and hopes to defeat Ganondorf, who plans to take over the land of Hyrule with the Triforce, a divine symbol of supreme power. Everything has been retained in their rightful places for this remake. The land of Hyrule was unlike anything I've seen before when I first played the original. It's a vast land with a lot of areas to explore, beautiful environments, and tons of things to discover. Best to note here is that the developers have taken the game's already superb N64 art style and simply made it better. The character models especially look much less blocky and much more refined for this current generation of gaming. I do not recommend playing the game entirely in 3D, but this is one game that does very well to showcase the 3DS's 3D capabilities. However, with the game running on a console with a higher processing rate, drastic changes such as increased text speed and reshot in-game cinematics are present. Honestly, I remember how perfectly the cutscenes and text were in sync with each other. I kind of miss how well some of these moments in the original game were timed and paced just right. Still, progressing through the game is not too fast nor too slow for gamers on all levels. The main gameplay is still intact. Besides jumping at will, the controllers provide players with all the basic abilities needed. Link can freely move in 3D space with the circle pad, target anything nearby, or easily face forward with the L button, hold up his shield with the R button, perform various actions with the A button, and attack with his sword with the B button. Navigating through and controlling the game is virtually flawless. In addition to using the circle pad to aim and look around from Link's perspective, Ocarina of Time 3D also allows players to do so with the 3DS gyro sensor. I know there are some people out there who strongly prefer traditional analog controls, but the gyro sensor controls run so smoothly that I personally prefer using them to aim my weapons, so that the circle pad can be used solely to move Link. Everything in each level is arranged and designed just right. Each level proves to be a great challenge for the player, or if you ask me, a true test of every gamer. Each level is filled with challenging puzzles that require much thinking and fearsome enemies that keep you on your toes every step of the way. As you navigate through each level, you can pick up various items, weapons, and equipment that let you explore new areas that you couldn't before. These items can be opted in and out with each other to the 4 available slots, 2 mapped to the X and Y buttons, and the other 2 mapped to the touchscreen. Speaking of which, a majority of the gameplay interface is found on the touchscreen. It does give you a better view of the action on the gameplay screen. At the same time though, an interface of a few physical buttons and several touchscreen icons to access items and menus feels very clumsy, and even gets me scared of breaking the touchscreen after pressing my fingers on it too much. Still, it takes some time to get used to, and it's a huge improvement over the original to have the dungeon map laid out for you on the touchscreen while you navigate through the dungeon on the top screen. Link also progresses through the game with a repertoire of 12 simple melodies he plays on his ocarina, each with a different magical power. Also new for the 3DS remake are Sheikah Stones that provide hints on what to do next. It's completely optional for those who can easily find their way around, and still works for those who cannot. There are tons to do in Ocarina of Time 3D. Just like the original, the game gives you the freedom to explore Hyrule however and whenever you want. You can search for and defeat gold Skulltulas scattered throughout the game for amazing in-game rewards. You can also collect pieces of heart, discover secret grottos, and complete various side quests for neat collectibles and quest items. Extending replay value even further for Ocarina of Time 3D are 2 additional gameplay modes. You get a timed boss challenge mode where you can take on any boss previously defeated in the game and even fight each one of them successively. Also included in Ocarina of Time 3D is Ocarina of Time's Master Quest mode. It's a remix of the original adventure mode with little changes such as the flipped screen, more enemies in each dungeon, and rearranged dungeon puzzles and mechanics. Make no mistake though, because these changes call for a completely different experience than what you get in the original adventure mode. What can I say? It's truly a delight to see this game make a return to usher a new generation of gamers into gaming on the 3DS. Nintendo has done well to showcase their latest handheld with The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. Not to mention that the added boss challenge and Master Quest modes make this game more than a simple remake. And for those who have not played Ocarina of Time before, pick this game up. We're talking about one of the greatest games of all time. It's sure to win a place in every player's hearts, and it's simply unforgettable. With that being said, for the first time ever in Wii Express history, I'm giving The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, rated E10 for animated blood, fantasy violence, and suggestive themes, a phenomenal 10 out of 10.